Hi everybody, Tex-Mex here. Thanks for joining me for another video. Today we're doing an update on my Taurus 605 revolver. I took this revolver out and compared it to a couple of other revolvers, some snub noses, and this one is a 5-shot 357 Magnum revolver. I think it's got a 2-inch barrel. And when I was shooting it, I noticed that a few times when I was trying to get some slow motion footage to show how much it would kick shooting 38 Special and 357 Magnum, I noticed that the cylinder was not rotating correctly when I would pull the trigger. In fact, it failed to rotate a couple of times, and I was able to actually even catch that on the slow-mo. Let's see here. I'll cut to some of that old footage so you can see it right here. So as you see there, when I pulled the trigger, the cylinder moved a little bit, but it did not rotate, and the next round did not come up to get fired. So I considered that an issue, obviously. Now, a few of the people that watched the video were kind enough to comment, and a couple, I think, stated that they have had the same issue, that if you don't have all 5 rounds loaded into a cylinder, that it can have trouble rotating when you fire it. Now, I don't consider that to be an acceptable issue with a firearm that you might use for self-defense. You never know if you're going to have 5 rounds, maybe just a couple, even maybe just one, and you want the gun to be able to function no matter how many rounds are in the cylinder. So I decided to send it back to Taurus, and to their credit, Taurus sent me a shipping label. They fixed it under their lifetime warranty, and they got it to me relatively quickly. Once I got the label, I shipped it off, and I want to say I had it back within maybe a little over a week. It was under 2 weeks, so it was a very quick turnaround time. So I will get Taurus a lot of credit for that. And on their warranty repair, what it basically said was that my firearm had been repaired under the lifetime repair policy, so that was very nice. They thanked me for being a Taurus owner, so that's very kind of them as well. And what it said they did was well, the area of concern was the cylinder head space, and that it was adjusted, and that then they fired 10 rounds of Federal 357 Magnum 158 grain jacketed soft point. So what we're going to do today is we're going to check it again. I'm going to do the same thing I did last time, which is I'm only going to load in a couple of rounds, and I'm going to start with some 38 Special rounds and see if I have the same issue. With the head spacing, I'm assuming they're meaning the clearance between the front and the cylinder and the forcing cone. I could be wrong there. I'm sure somebody will comment in my section if I am. I don't know if they think that once a little buildup of powder or residue starts make that forcing cone a little bit tight between it and the cylinder, maybe that was causing some of the failures. I have no idea. But here we are just to do a quick function check and see if the issue was resolved. So let me get some ammunition put in this sucker, and I think I'll do the same thing. I'll take some slow motion of it to see if the issue comes up again. So I'm going to start out by loading it with some Federal 158 grain 38 Special. This is just the lead round nose. I figure I'm going to put some heavy ammunition in there to see if that is going to cause a problem. I assume the heavier the ammunition, the more likely that it will fail to rotate the cylinder if the issue is still persisting. So this is a 5-shot cylinder. As you fire this revolver, the cylinder will rotate counterclockwise. So what I'm going to do is put in 2 rounds right here, close it on the empty round above, so the first shot should pull that first round into position to be fired, and then the second round after that. So let me get the slow-mo set up and let's see how this works. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm quite disappointed. I don't even have to do this in slow-mo. Here we are, 2 rounds loaded in. Well, see, that first time I pulled the trigger, nothing happened. Let's try that again. That time it worked. But I'll show you in the slow-mo that I pulled the trigger 4 or 5 times and absolutely nothing happened. So let's try that again with a full cylinder and see if that still causes any issues. Okay, so now I have 5 rounds loaded up in the cylinder. Okay, with 5 rounds loaded in, no problem. Fired all 5 rounds. Let's try again with just a couple of rounds in the cylinder and see if we can repeat that problem. So once again, I've loaded 2 rounds into the cylinder. I'm going to close it to where once I pull the trigger, that first round should fire. And let's see if there's any issue. Okay, that time it worked fine. We will try it one more time. Here we go, one more time. As you can see, 2 rounds loaded into the cylinder. Gonna close it on the empty chamber. And let's see how we do here. See? Did not rotate the cylinder. Again, did not rotate the cylinder. One more time, did not rotate the cylinder. And again, yep, and the cylinder's closed. Nope, it just won't do it. So it is what it is. I'm glad I know this. I really like Taurus revolvers. I don't want to disparage the company. I like the 38 specials, the ultralight. However, maybe I'm of the wrong opinion, but I feel that if you have a revolver that even if you only load a couple of rounds into the cylinder, it should still function. So let's try this again. Opened and closed the cylinder. You can see it's tight. One more time. Nope. Nope. Now I'm not going to do anything other than just put the extra rounds in there. So let's see here. Go ahead and put 3 more rounds into the cylinder. And here we go. Okay, so that does seem to be the issue. You need to have 5 rounds in the cylinder of this little revolver to make sure it's going to function well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was not the outcome I was hoping for. I was really hoping this was going to shoot flawlessly. But unfortunately, it seems with the 605, if you only have 2 rounds in there and the cylinder isn't completely balanced, you're going to have an issue firing the rounds off. I don't find that to be an acceptable problem with a revolver that people are going to use for self-defense. I mean, what if you don't have 5 rounds left? What if you have 5 rounds in there and you only shoot 3 and then you have 2 left and you wait a little while? Is that going to cause a problem? I'm not sure, and I'm not willing to sit here and do 1,000 tests to see when it will and will not have a problem. If I'm putting 2 rounds into this firearm and it's not working, that's just not acceptable for a self-defense firearm for me. Does that mean I'm bashing all Tauruses? No, definitely not. When you saw me do the other video with the, let's see, I was doing the Smith & Wesson and the Taurus. It was the Airweight and the Ultralight. They didn't have any problems, and both of those I was just putting in 2 rounds into the cylinder as well when I was taking the slow motion footage. So maybe it's just the 357, maybe it's because it's an all steel frame. I have no idea. That being said, although I still like this pistol and I'll probably use it for, you know, maybe as a snake revolver or just something here for using out in the property, but it's not something I'm going to rely on for self-defense. I wish I had better news, especially for those of you who own 605s who are watching this video. Maybe you should go and try this yourself. Maybe it's just mine, but you know, I did send it into Taurus. They claim to have fixed it. And unfortunately, I think this may just be a design issue, and there really is nothing that the factory is going to be able to do to remedy that particular problem. But anyway, I wish I had better news for you all on this video, but as always, thanks for watching. I just want to let you all know that I appreciate you very much. I hope you're staying out there enjoying this beautiful spring. As you can see here, it's still nice and green. Probably in a few months now, if it stops raining, all of this will turn horribly brown. But for now, it's beautiful. There are wildflowers. The weather is nice. And I hope you all are getting out and enjoying your spring before the heat of summer hits. So as always, thanks again, and I'll see you all in the next video.